Do you know who my mother was? Did you know my mother was Judy Garland? Did you know that? That's right. Well, she played Dorothy in A Star Is Born. I know, it's fabulous, isn't it? Well, if you saw that movie, you probably know that she sang one note in that film. Well, better than anybody ever did. And you know something? She taught it to me. And guess what? I'm gonna sing it for you right now. Hit it, Brad! My singing will give you a pain. Lies a one note. My singing will drive you insane. Yes!
In 1998, Garth Drabinsky built a theater at the crest of Broadway and 43rd Street, New York, New York.
And it seemed that for some years thereafter, the show that he produced there would run and run. He called the show Ragtime.
But we call it something else.
What show is sad and weepy? Everyone cries.
Half the cast dies, boo, hoo, 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 hoo.
What set is dark and creepy?
Big as a barge,
Everything large.
la, 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 large.
What plot so complicated? Things get as sticky as slime. It all ends happy.
But it's also sappy, the people call it gag time. Gag time.
Now it's time to do a little gardening. La 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 la. Ah! Oh, look! A little African-American baby has been buried in our garden. What kind of woman would do such a thing?
Hello, my name is Sarah Brown Eyes, and I'm a half-crazed washerwoman who can easily belt high C. Woo! So now they're sending me to jail.
No! You and your baby can live here with me.
Oh, God bless you, white lady. How can I ever repay your kindness?
Well, you could start with the windows. Who are you?
I'm Cohouse Walker, that baby's father. Is Sarah here?
She doesn't want to see you.
May I play your piano while I wait for the change of mind?
Go right ahead. Say, do you know anything from The Lion King?
The Lion King is children's theater. This is called Gag Time.
Mother, I'm home.
Welcome home, Father.
Mother, why is that black man playing our piano?
He has an audition for Smokey Joe's Cafe.
Why are you holding that black baby?
I've become a Democrat.
My God, things have changed around here. I can hear it in the music. Wonderful tune, lush melody, destined to be. New music played while in a dentist chair.
Lilting and sweet, but where's the beat? Can't tap your feet to music made for elevator air.
Who wants a tune today? Everything soon today will be some standard rap or funk.
Or a movie Oscar song that's populist junk. New music,
Songs with class, a label full of gas, till Stephen Flaherty is through.
'Cause eventually he'll end up music too.
look! Sarah is coming down the stairs.
Sarah, please marry me. Sarah, please comb your hair.
I'll do anything if you stop singing that song.
Let's go pick up a few Tonys in my new Ford.
Okay, honey.
In every show, there's one big violin.
That makes you weep and clutch your throat.
We'll sing till the rafters ring. more till we overflow. And then this song will end with a really long note.
Hang on now.
Stop right there!
Who, sir, are you?
I'm Ben Brantley, chief critic of the New York Times. And here's a little review from the boys down at the office. Have you driven a Ford lately?
That critic just totaled our show.
Forget about it, Coalhouse. We're getting married tomorrow.
I'm not marrying anyone until that jerk prints a retraction.
Coalhouse, wait! Oh, God, what am I gonna do now? I know. I'll ask the President of the United States for help. Yoo-hoo, Mr. President! My fiancé won't marry me, and I've got a son!
Look out, she's got a gun!
No, I said I've got a son! A son!
Whatever.
No! She's dead! I'm bitter and angry and disillusioned.
Why? Because they killed an innocent woman.
No, because they gave her a Tony and not me.
I know what you mean. There was a time it seemed as though no one would wonder. Ragtime would win the Tony and not Hood. We opened late and Lion King stole all our thunder. Now we'll never get back our award. There was a time when all of the critics were gushing. All of Manhattan told me that I'd be adored. But they were wrong. Now I'll end up singing in Flushing. And I'll never get back my award. They can never recount or revote. So I'll just sing a really long note.
I won't stop.
That Arizona sky burning in your eyes. You look at me and babe, I wanna catch on fire. It's buried in my soul like California gold. You found the light in me that I couldn't find. So when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us kind of right. We don't know how to rhyme, but damn, we try. And all I really know is you're where I wanna go. The part of me that's you will never die. So when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, always remember us this way. Oh yeah, I don't wanna be just a memory, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. When I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, always remember us this way. When you look at me and the whole world fades, always remember us this way. Thank you, everyone who is viewing, who's tuning in right now. Welcome to Northshore Performing Arts Foundation's Wednesday night mashup. I'm Kristie Werner, but my friends also call me Kiki. And on the piano is our friend John Lehrack. And joining me later this evening to share this night with me is my good friend and talented singer, Cavender. So that song I just sang was from A Star Is Born, and I really didn't think the world needed another version of A Star Is Born until Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper did it. And the song is just the movie's full of amazing songs. And you'll see throughout my set that I love a power ballad. It's kind of my jam. And that being said, my next song is from one of my favorite musicals of all time, Hedwig and the Angry Inch. It was the early 2000s, and I hadn't heard of the musical until the movie came out. And there's the song that I'm about to sing. I sat there just like in amazement. Hedwig singing this song, and I had to stop at the end and rewind it and watch it again, and rewind it and watch it again. It's just this fantasized story of why love exists, and it just blew my mind. It like made so much sense to me, and I've always just felt a real connection to that song. So this is The Origin of Love. The earth was still flat, and clouds made of fire, and mountains stretched up to the sky, sometimes higher. Folks roamed the earth like big rolling kegs. They had 2 sets of arms, they had 2 sets of legs, they had 2 faces peering out of one giant head, so they could watch all around them as they talked while they read, and they never knew nothing of love. It was before the origin of love. The origin of love. Now there were 3 sexes, then one that looked like 2 men glued up back to back. They called them children of the sun. And similar in shape and girth were the children of the earth. They looked like 2 girls rolled up in one. And the children of the moon was like a fork stuck on a spoon. They was part sun, part earth, part daughter, part son. Ooh, the origin of love. Now the gods grew quite scared of our strength and defiance, and Thor said, I'm gonna kill them all with my hammer, like I killed the giants. But Zeus said, no, you better let me use my lightning like scissors, like I cut the legs off the whales, dinosaurs into lizards. So he grabbed up some bolts and he let out a laugh, said I'll split them right down the middle, gonna cut them right up in half. And the storm clouds gathered above into great balls of fire, and then fire shot down from the sky and bolts like shining blades of a knife, and it ripped right through the flesh of the children of the sun and the moon and the earth. And some Indian god sewed the wound up to a hole, pulled around to our bellies to remind us the price we paid. And Osiris, the gods of the Nile, gathered up a big storm to blow a hurricane, to scatter us away in a flood of wind and rain, and a sea of tidal waves to wash us all away. And if we don't behave, they'll cut us down again. We'll be hopping around on one foot and looking through one eye. The last time I saw you, we just split in two. You were looking at me, I was looking at you. You had a way so familiar, I could not recognize, 'cause you had blood on your face, and I had blood in my eyes. But I could swear by your expression that the pain down in your soul was the same as the one down in mine. Ah, that's the pain that cuts a straight line down through the heart. We call it love. We wrapped arms around each other, tried to shove ourselves back together. We were making love, making love. It was a cold, dark evening such a long time ago, when by the mighty hand of Jove, it was a sad story how we became lonely two-legged creatures. The story, the origin of love, that's the origin of love. The origin of love. The origin of love. The origin of love. So, this evening, sorry, I need to check my notes, is happening because of Northshore Performing Arts Foundation. They're putting this whole thing on, and donations from fans, viewers, members is what helps this happen. Like, I mean, COVID has hit us all, right? And the performing arts community has all but vanished in the last 8 months that we've been dealing with this, 7, 8 months. So viewers, if you have the means and you'd like to help continue this production and future productions, you can donate to the foundation directly at paypal.me/NPACF. And you can also donate to Chloe and I. Again, if you have the means, that is at paypal.me/Kristie Werner, so my name, K and an IE. And it's the same PayPal throughout the evening. Chloe and I are going to split it, of course. And a member of the foundation will also be in the chat throughout the evening, reminding you of those as well. Now, my next two songs, I'm going to take a little bit of a detour from the power ballad. The first one is a schmaltzy old Broadway tune that I just feel like wraps me up perfectly, from an old musical called Seesaw. And then the song after that proves that I have a softer side. If there's a wrong way to say it, a wrong way to play it, nobody does it like me. to do it, a right way to screw it up. Nobody does it like me. I got a big loud mouth, I'm always talking much too free. If you go for tact and manners, better stay away from me. If there's a wrong way to keep it cool, a right way to be the fool, nobody does it like me. If there's a wrong bell, I ring it, a wrong note, I sing it. Nobody does it like me. If there's a problem, I duck it. I don't solve it, I just muck it up. Nobody does it like me. And so I try to be a lady. I'm no lady, I'm a fraud. And when I talk like I'm a lady, what I sound like is a broad. If there's a wrong way to get a guy, a right way to lose a guy, nobody does it like me. Nobody does it, no. Nobody does it. Nobody does it like me. Hands touch, eyes meet, sudden silence, sudden heat, hearts leap in a giddy whirl. He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. Don't dream too far, don't lose sight of who you are. Don't remember that rush of joy. He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. Every so often we long to steal to the land of what might have been, but that doesn't soften the ache we feel when reality sets back in. Blithe smile, lithe limb, she who's winsome, she wins him. Gold hair with a gentle curl, that's the girl he chose. And heaven knows I'm not that girl. Don't wish, don't start. Wishing only wounds the heart. I wasn't born for the rose and pearl. There's a girl I know, he loves her so. I'm not that girl. To my notes real quick here. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank John Lehrack for not only accompanying me, it's just the first time I've sang with a live human being playing a piano in over a year, at least. And it's been so wonderful. Thank you again to the Northshore Performing Arts Foundation for allowing this to happen, and to my friend Chloe. She booked this gig and she asked me to share it with her, and I am so grateful. Thank you so very much. Again, if you have the means and you'd like to donate, you can donate to the foundation at paypal.me/NPACF. And if you'd like to donate to Chloe and I, that is paypal.me/Kristie Werner. This will be my last solo piece, and I'm going to jump right back in to the power ballads. talk about the things we've gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more ace to play. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's her destiny. I was in your arms, thinking I belonged there, and it just made sense, building me a fence, building me a home, thinking I'd be strong there. But I was a fool, playing by the rules. The gods may throw the dice, their minds as cold as ice, and someone way down here loses someone dear. The winner takes it all, the loser has to fall. It's simple and it's plain, why should I complain? But tell me, does she kiss like I used to kiss you? Does it feel the same when she calls your name? And somewhere deep inside, you must know I miss you. But what can I say? Rules must be obeyed. The judges will decide, the likes of me abide. Spectator of the show, always staying low. The game is on again, a lover or a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. I don't want to talk, because it makes me feel sad, and I understand. You've come to shake my hand, and I apologize if it makes you feel bad, seeing me so tense. No self-confidence, but you see, the winner takes it all. The winner takes it all. The game is on again. A lover, a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. The winner takes it strangely quiet, but now the storm simply rests to strike again. Standing waiting, I think of her, I think of her. Mary, she leaves the room, yet remains, she lingers on. Something stirs me to think of her. I think of her. From death she casts her spell. All night we hear her sighs, and now a girl has come who has her eyes. She has her eyes. The girl has a lily's hazel eyes, those eyes that saw her happy long ago, those eyes that gave her life and hope she'd never known. How can she see this girl and miss those hazel? She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes, those eyes that closed and left me long ago. Those eyes I feel will never ever let me go. How can I see this girl who has those hazel eyes? His eyes a castle this house seemed to be, and I, her bravest knight, became my lady fair was she. Has her eyes, she has my Lily's hazel eyes, those eyes that never saw me, never knew, those eyes that never saw me, never knew. I longed to hold her close, to live at last in Lily's eyes. Imagine me a lover, I longed for the day she'd turn and see me standing there. Would God had let her stay. That's my Lily's hazel eyes, the song those eyes at first I loved so. How can I now forget that once that I dared to be in love, alive and whole, in Lily's eyes, in Lily's eyes. It's really nice to be singing with a pianist. I forget, on Monday, we did this song, and I was like, I didn't really expect to get emotional, but here we are. I love it. I've missed it. Find my little notes. Not that I'm counting, but it's been about 249 days since I have sung on a stage beyond this dress rehearsal. And I'm just so very thankful to be here with John and Kiki. And thank you to the Northshore Performing Arts Center. We couldn't do it without them. And as Kiki already said, please, if you're able, do donate to them. I'll say the links again a little later. I know you just heard them, but if you have the means, it really helps to let us get to work. And it means, it's crazy how much it means, and I forget. But now that I've been emotional and rambly, I'm gonna change things a little bit. As Kiki said, we're a power ballad group. It's our favorite thing. So I'm gonna change things up a little bit, do a little burlesque number about a girl who had a fever in a time where that didn't immediately send us into a panic. I shall tell you a tale of a dejected dame. Sarsaparilla Safirovich was her given name. She was not the same as all the other chicks whose body temperatures were 98.6. She didn't have the flu, but normal she was not. In slang that sums it up, this dish was too hot. In the summer she'd burn and in the winter perspire, but to put out the inner heat was her one desire. She turned on a fan and put her feet on ice. She called up Frigidaire and asked her their advice. Since nothing seemed to work, she came to realize that she was doomed to make the mercury rise. Poor Sarsaparilla, the saddest girl you'd ever hope to meet. Oh, Sarsaparilla, the girl who couldn't stand the heat. So she packed up her bags and took a choo-choo train. By the window right next to her was a man called Dwayne. She confessed her plans to head to cooler climes and somewhere farther up north create some cooler climes. He listened to her tale of overheated woes, then gave her this advice: get rid of your clothes. So she listened to Dwayne, 'cause she had nothing to lose except for maybe her skirt and blouse and her gloves and shoes. She began to strip right there without a care, and Dwayne the gentleman said, oh, forgive me as I stare. I know that as I peek, my manners I may spoil, but everybody knows a watch pot won't boil. Poor Sarsaparilla, the saddest girl you'd ever hope to meet. Oh, Sarsaparilla, the girl who couldn't stand the heat. Off came the hat and the coat and the skirt and the hose and the garters of our extrovert. Off came the undies with the barest design, and suddenly a shiver ran up her spine. It seemed as she stood there in her altogether, Sarsaparilla had discovered the perfect weather. They got off of the train where there was lots of snow. As a matter of fact, they went far north as they could go. Dwayne got on his knee and asked her for her hand, and round the third on the left, he placed the golden band. She finally was cool and had a guy to boot. She shimmied down the aisle in her birthday suit. So they opened a club to please the Eskimos. Sarsaparilla Zafirovich dances in the shows. She removes her clothes and never breaks a sweat, and Dwayne accompanies her upon the clarinet. He treats her like a queen, and everything is right at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, Sarsaparilla, the coolest gal you'd ever hope to meet. Oh, Sarsaparilla, the girl who finally beat the heat. There's a moral to this tale for which I know you're simply itching. If you cannot stand the heat, get out of your stitches. His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottom boat with a net full of herring from the sea. And almost perfect beau, as refined as a girl could wish. But he spends so much time in his round-bottom boat that he can't seem to lose the smell of fish. The first time he kissed me, the width of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose, and fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, Miss Pepperidge, I'd like it fine if I could be wed with a wife. And indeed, Miss Pepperidge, if you'll be mine, I'll be yours for the rest of my life. Next moment we were promised, and now my mind's in a maze. For all I can do is look forward to that wonderful day of days. When I marry Mr. Snow, the flowers will be buzzing with the hum of bees. The birds will make a racket in the churchyard trees. When I marry Mr. Snow, then it's off to home we'll go. And both of us will look a little dreamy-eyed, driving to a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow. He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. Then he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say kind of sweet, well, Mr. Snow, here I am. Then I'll kiss him so he'll know that everything will be as right can be. Living in the cottage by the sea with me, for I love that Mr. Snow, that young seafaring, bold and daring, big be-whiskered, overbearing, darling Mr. Snow. Well, I have a little water break. Going back into the power ballads now, but don't worry. When I was a girl, I had a favorite story of the meadowlark who lived where the rivers wind. Her voice could match the angels in its glory, but she was blind. The lark was blind, so an old king came and took her to his palace, where the walls were burnished gold and golden braid, and he fed her fruits and nuts from an ivory chalice, and he prayed, sing for me, my meadowlark, sing for me, silver morning, set me free, my meadowlark, and I'll buy you a priceless jewel, and cloth of brocade and crewel, and I'll love you for life if you will sing for me. Then one day, as the lark sang by the water, the god of the sun heard her in his flight. Her singing moved him, so he came and brought her the gift of sight. He gave her sight, and she opened her eyes to the shimmer and the splendor of this beautiful young god, so proud and strong. And he called to the voice in a low, rough and tender, come along, fly with me, my meadowlark, fly with me through the silver morning, past the sea where the dolphins bark. We will dance on the coral beaches, make a feast of the plums and peaches, and I'll love you for life if you will fly with me. But Meadowlark said no, for the old king loved her so, she couldn't bear to wound his pride. So the sun god flew away when the king came down that day. He found his meadowlark had died. Every time I heard that part, I cried. And now I stand here starry-eyed and stormy. Oh, just when I thought my heart was finally numb, a beautiful young man appears before me, singing, come, won't you come? And what can I do if finally, for the first time, the one I'm burning for returns the glow? If love is curse the dark, so soft where the days won't bind me. I know I leave wounds behind me, but I won't let tomorrow find me back this way. Before my past once again can bind me, fly away, and we won't wait to say goodbye. My beautiful young man, and So now to slow things down a little bit. This next song requires a little bit of explanation, but before I do that, I just want to remind you again how grateful we are that you're viewing this tonight, how grateful we are for the foundation for putting this on. I'm just ecstatic to be up here. And so if you are able to donate to the foundation, a reminder of the links are paypal.me/ and the light is really bright, NPACF. And if you are interested in tipping or donating to Kiki and I, that link is paypal.me/ Kristie Werner. So we're just very grateful to be here and singing for you. So this next song, it's a little niche. It's for the crowd of those of you who were watching the Miss Teen USA pageants in 2005 specifically, which, you know, might just be me. So this young girl, this young, sweet Southern girl, Miss Teen South Carolina, got asked the question, Miss South Carolina, recent polls have shown that 1/5 of Americans can't locate the US on a world map. Why do you think this is? That might ring some bells to you of what this might be about. And she gave a wild answer. And then, because musical theater people do, this wonderful guy named Jason Wetzel transcribed her answer into a power ballad. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it. We're just going to get going. I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do that because some people out there in our nation don't have maps. I believe that our education, like such as South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere, like such as, and I believe that it should, our education here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries so that we are able to build up our future for our children. And with that, I head into my last song. As has been said many times rambled by me, thank you again so much for watching. It's truly been a challenge and adventure to be an artist in these unprecedented times. I'm ready for some precedented times about at this point. We're grateful for your continued support. I'm so grateful for Kiki and for John for getting that email from me saying, hey, I want to do this. Hey, you want to do this? And here we are. It's been awesome. So I'm going to move into my last piece. It's from The Last 5 Years by Jason Robert Brown called I Can Do Better Than That. My best friend had a little situation at the end of her senior year. Like a shot, she and Mitchell got married that summer. Carol Ann getting bigger every minute, thinking, what am I doing here? Well, Mitchell's out every night being a heavy metal drummer. They got a little cute house on a little cute street with a crucifix on the door. Mitchell got a job at a record store in the mall. Just the typical facts of a typical life in a town on the Eastern Shore. I thought about what I wanted. It wasn't like that at all. Made Carol Ann a cute baby sweater, thinking I can do better than that. In a year or so I moved to the city thinking, what have I got to lose? Got a room, got a cat, and got 20 pounds thinner. Met a guy in a class I was taking who you might say looked like Tom Cruise. He wouldn't leave me alone unless I went with him to dinner. And I guess he was cute, and I guess he was nice, and I guess he was good in bed. I gave up my life for the better part of a year. So I'm starting to think that this maybe might work, and the second it entered my head, he needed to take some time off, focus on his career. He blew me off with a heartfelt letter. I thought I can do better than that. You don't have to get a haircut. You don't have to change your shoes. You don't have to like Duran Duran, just love me. You don't have to put the seat down. You don't have to watch the news. You don't have to learn to tango. You don't have to eat prosciutto. You don't have to change a thing, just stay with me. You and nothing but you, miles and piles of you. Finally I'll have something worthwhile to think of each morning. You and nothing but you, no substitution will do. Nothing but fresh, undiluted and pure, top of the line, and totally mine. I don't need to get hitched tonight. I don't want you to throw up all your walls and defenses. I don't mean to put on any pressure, but I know when a thing is right. And I spend every day reconfiguring my senses. When we get to my house, take a look at that town, take a look at how far I've gone. I will never go back, never look back anymore. And it feels like my life led me right to your side and will keep me there from now on. Think about what you wanted. Think about what could be. Think about how I love you and say you'll move in with me. Think of what's great about me and you. Think of the bullshit we've both been through. Think of what's past, because we can do better. We can do better. We can do better than that.
for watching, you guys. Thank you, John. Thank you, Kiki. Have a wonderful night, and stay healthy, stay safe.
Are all lousy imitations. Though we both did West Side Story, hers was like chicken cacciatore. She got all the glory. But don't let that cat in. I am the fiery Latin. I was the world's first Anita.
We know you were.
Don't mix us up. I am Cheetah. Cheetah Ravena is not Rita. Rita Moreno is not Cheetah. Cheetah is Cheetah and not Rita. I would prefer you forgot Rita. This little ditty reminds you who is the what and the who's who. She gets the movies and bravos. I get the nightclubs and bomb shows. My name is Cheetah and not Rita. Rita is Rita but not Cheetah. Liza likes Cheetah but not Rita. I wouldn't mind if they shot Rita. I'm the one who starred on Broadway from the 50s and the 60s to the current day people. And I invented the I, while Rita was lisping in King and I have done my Bud Birdie, Chicago Bazaar, and I never miss a matinee, people. And when chorus boys scream and yell, I, how I love all of the gay people. My name is Cheetah and not Rita. Rita is Rita and not Cheetah. Liza hates Rita but not Cheetah. Why won't the union boycott Rita?
Hello, Cheetah.
Rita, what are you doing here?
I'll be doing the movie version of The Rink. I'll probably win another Oscar. You can present it.
I'd sooner die. You probably will.
I just came by to clarify one thing. My name is Rita and not Cheetah. Though I look like you a lot, Cheetah. When people smoke too much pot, Cheetah, they think you're me and I'm not Rita.
I am a versatile actress.
Long as you stay on the mattress.
I can play any role I choose.
Gypsies, Italians, and black Jews.
Yeah.
When I go out on a date, Cheetah, people say there goes the great Rita. But when they see you, they state, Cheetah, looks like you put on some weight, Cheetah.
I'm gonna show you how I was the first to do this, and it goes like this. That was in the movie. That was never. That was like I didn't have speed.
So if you want to keep who's straight, here's how to settle the great debate. I am the one you should emulate. She is the one who should migrate. There's Rita and Cheetah and Liza, and Lisa and Liza and Cheetah, and Pia, Zadora and Lisa, and Mia and Liza and Cheetah. Mia, Liza, Rita, Cheetah, Rio, Rita, Liza, Pia, Peter, Debbie, Ellen, and me.
This is the most correct order. This is the most correct order. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Carol Channing.
Hello, Broadway, really? Hello, Broadway. It's so nice to be back home where
Excuse me, please. Hello. Just a minute.
Oh, yes, can I help you?
Well, I was hoping to help you. I'm the real Carol Channing. Oh, my God. I hope you don't sue. Oh, I'd love the publicity, but I'd rather help you with that imitation.
You mean you don't mind?
Don't mind? Why not at all? We stars have a little saying when a mimic of ourselves begins her show. We hold our breath and start praying this little ditty that we know to be so. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, whether ballady or pattery. It's a fun assault and battery. If mimics might exaggerate, I really don't mind it. And often I find it so amusing. Well, compared to John Simon, imitation is good publicity and brightening. It can even be enlightening about the part of us that's frightening. And why do we love it? 'Cause we call our lawyers and rise above it. Imitation's the sincerest form of flattery. Now, you know, it's really fun to be imitated. I remember the night that Lucille Ball brought Marlene Dietrich to see me do Marlene. I came out on stage dressed in the barest minimum. I draped myself on a chair and sang, falling asleep again, what am I to do? How will I get through? God help me. But enough about me. Let's talk about you for a while. How do you like my outfit? You think it's too flimsy for a grandmother? You are wrong. If my grandmother had worn this outfit, she would have inherited my grandfather's pension 5 years sooner. You see, when somebody hears an imitation of himself, he never recognizes it. When you girls do Carol Channing, I always think, my God, is that me? It sounds more like my father. So you see, I think you'll have to help me, please, with my Carol Channing.
Imitation is
the sincerest form of flattery,
whether ballady or pattery.
It's a fun assault and battery.
Extend your arms and open wide, and bat your eyes broadly, and squeeze your legs oddly. Say your S's with an S and H sibilance.
That's wonderful. Imitation is good publicity and brightening. It can even be enlightening
about the part of you that's frightening.
And why do I love it? 'Cause I call my lawyer and rise above it.
Imitation's the sincerest form of flattery.
Some of these days,
the sincerest form of flattery.
Falling asleep again,
the sincerest form of flattery. The sincerest form of flattery.
Let me tell you,